You are, in fact, you are. I have noticed that, and it drives me crazy. You'll say something, and I'm like, nah, he's coping. He's mad he doesn't have any hair or some shit like that. And then, like, next week it happens, and I'm like, that motherfucker. I'm like, how does he know?
Wrong.
Alright,
It's just
alright.
early. Just early.
Calm down. He's like
No.
a 50% hit rate, but he's really loud about the hits.
But
So-
to be fair, a 50% hit
Dude,
rate in
Steph
a card
Curry
game
would-
about the meta is
Dude.
actually pretty good.
I would be the
Alright,
lead
alright.
3-point shooter
Calm down.
I would be
We're
the
not talking
3-point shooter.
three-pointers.
for the Warriors if I was shooting 50%, okay? Dude, do you know how insane 50% is? That's
You would
like
be the elitist basketball 3-point shooter of all time
would
if
be-
you shot
it'd be
50%
nuts.
for your career.
I would be nuts.
I mean, Sam, I'm not gonna lie. I don't throw much glaze Taylor's way, and I won't for the rest of time. But Taylor is right about shit like that, and it makes me sick.
Dude, you gotta trust.
Oh,
Anyway, Ocilio is not gonna do well in Columbus. That's my prediction.
that's your prediction.
Yeah, we're in the Kano cycle, but it's so much more volatile. Where like Bells went out last week, and oh my god, they're coming back this week.
I think it's such a bad Acilio and Gravy meta in Columbus. I wouldn't play either of those decks this weekend.
I mean,
Oh.
I can tell you, I'm packing Bell.
I'm
Is what it
packing.
is.
I don't know what I'm packing.
Taylor
Yeah,
doesn't
you
even know what
can't
he's
really
playing.
pack Bell.
I know what I'm playing.
Especially-
I know what I'm playing.
You don't need to pack Bell anyway.
Can you even play Bell in your deck?
Yo,
You
yeah.
don't need to. You just kill him.
Oh yeah, I mean like the matchups aren't really good for me.
Oh, is it
a lo-
really?
Yeah, because like so
Yeah.
so their deck's already like a rainbow deck, so all my blues are good. Then you have battering, which causes them to play out all their stuff on my turn, and then you have King Shark, which is trying to hit like Gauntlet Flash and Blast. So in theory, if I ever have an off turn where I just have to like a Goldfin or I hit like a blue that's not relevant, they can blow me up. But outside of that, I'm just taxing their hand every turn.
And Redfin Harpoon's probably solid as well, right? Like, I mean, you
Yeah,
just take
I
like
mean,
a Red Blast or something.
Even yellow's good. Blues,
Yellow's good. You hit like sigils.
yeah,
Dude, you
blue-
could-
The blue ones. Just
Dog,
hit,
you
sigil
could like
conductivities.
actually just snag a like yellow, like if you snagged like a
Yellow
a yellow
blast?
blast or something, that would be insane.
Oh no, like Sam's watched the matchup like I think it was an RTN where like my silly opponent
Yeah.
did literally not play the game. He literally just sat there.
That was Tim, right?
Yeah, just 6
That was actually
turns.
Tim.
Yeah, he just sat there for 6 turns and was like, okay.
That's so funny, dude. That's hilarious.
Oh,
Hey, their hands are really like dependent on full texture anyway. So if you can rip like a key piece out every turn, they just like
go on the flash
combust.
every
That
turn.
doesn't
just
block
go on the
anyway.
Go on the flash.
I love it.
But anyway, I will be packing 3 bells. No, I'm just kidding. Just in case.
We're just gonna. There's 0% chance.
That's so good, dude. That's so good.
God.
Oh my gosh. So it's been 2 weeks since we've done a podcast. It's been a while. It's episode 20. How's everyone been? Let's talk about it.
Listen, you guys should have seen they were ready to burn down the podcast last week, okay? When Wednesday I posted a video and it was me and not us, okay? Like I was like, "Oh, let's talk about RTN," and they were like, "Hiss." Like the moment my video went live, they were not happy. So I think
Well, guess
everybody
what? We're talking about RTNs anyway as a group. No.
obviously they value your and Taylor's opinion much more than they do mine. That was my takeaway from last week's video.
You had some sus takes I will admit, with the gravy knowledge. You were in there like, oh, KO beats gravy. It's a great time to play KO. And I was like,
Wait, he said
hold on a
that?
second.
I did say that. I said
He
that
did
I
say
think
that.
KO Armed and Dangerous is favored into Gravy. I didn't say it was like a slam dunk, but I said that I think it's favored.
Okay, to be fair, this one's on Zack. I don't know if you've ever looked at the team chat. If you say anything bad about Gravy, there's like 6 people that'll come out of nowhere and be like, "You're an idiot! What are you talking about? Have you never
Yeah,
played
yeah.
Gravy? What are you talking about? Mario is 50% in paper. They're fools." And you're like, whoa,
Now,
whoa,
I-
whoa.
Hold on. You told me that Huntsman might have game in the gravy, alright? Some of these are warranted.
I did watch you say Mario has 50% of the Gravy, and then like Sam and 2 other people immediately like jump all over you. We're like,
And then all
I'm
I did
sorry,
was I just
didn't
kept
realize
posting
I
the
was on a
stats.
team with a bunch of morons. Yeah, you
I
kept
just-
sending pictures, and I was like, Taylor is like basically very politely saying, I came with receipts, bitches. Like, I came to fight. Like,
Those Gravies suck. I cannot believe
Alright,
they would do
this-
this.
We're gonna relitigate this. Let's start with you said Gravy was unfavored into Mario, just like outright to start with.
In rounds 11 through 14 of all of the last 3 callings, he is. Specifically in late rounds. Which indicates to me that good Marios beat good Gravies. And the data is skewed from the earlier rounds. As I posted 6 times.
Get him, Taylor. Get him. No mercy. Sweep the leg. Come on, Sam. Are you the wolf or the butt plug?
We're gonna be here for a while. We get into this, but like
that's good. That's what people want. They want to hear you be wrong and me predict the future. That's literally what we started the whole podcast
on.
Okay, so let's talk about RTNs.
It's cope as hell.
Sam, your mic was cutting out so bad, dog. Like I couldn't hear anything you were saying, dog.
No, whatever.
That was me cutting him out. It had nothing to do with the mic. I was just whoop.
Even better. I love that. What was your question? I'm sorry. RTNs or something?
Yeah, how did you do at your RTNs?
So 2 weeks ago, I went to one RTN. It's the only one I've been to, and I actually managed to win. You know, so we take some gold foils. I opened a prize gala, which was not my favorite thing in the world, but I've actually had a couple people reach out to me and want to buy it, so I have managed to move that successfully. Actually,
like a whole like $60 maybe, or
no, it was more than that. It started with a 2. It started with a 2. So
all right.
Silver Age.
Rise up. Yeah, it's like a 20. You know, it could be $25.
I didn't say it wasn't $20. I just said it started with a 2, Sam. Okay. But yeah, won an RTN, which was pretty cool. Got a couple of lucky breaks with, you know, some clashes and things like that, but that's Victor life. It's just how it goes. And then this most recent weekend, I went to Battle Hard in Atlanta, where I finished 16th and played in the ProQuest Plus on Sunday and finished 11th. So couple of good finishes, nothing crazy, but you know, I mean, like it's been a pretty decent start to the year so far. How about you guys?
I went to 2 RTNs last week. I went 4-0 into hit Kevin and lost to his Prism. So we go into quarters in second place. And I have, in this iteration of my Gravy deck, cut Base of the Mountain and my Sink Belows. And I pair into a Dory. I still almost got there. It was very close.
That's already not a great matchup for you, right?
Yeah, it's not great, and I cut like the very important pieces of tech that kind of swing it to winnable.
That sucks.
It is what it is. The very next day, I drive up to another RTN. I hit the round 1 Cindra, and then Gravy decides for the rest of the day that I'm the butt plug. So that wasn't. I managed to beat a Dory because I put my Dory tech back in for that RTN, and then the next round I won the mirror before that, and then I beat the Dory. And then round 4, I lost to a Florian because in the first, I think, 11 turns, I made about 2 gold. The only reason it even lasted that long is because I hit a Jittery Bones every turn. I was able to like put an ally out, but I didn't get like any gold.
I mean, 2 golds. I mean, shit. How many do you need, Sam? Jeez, like, come on, man. Like.
I definitely needed more than 2. It got to the end of the game where he threw a felling at me, and I was in the phase where I needed to like block or I'm dead for the most part. And I drew 2 port sides and 2 tipples, and I was like, there they are.
Classic. When we're dead,
nice.
Thanks, Deck.
But this past weekend, I drove up to my 3rd RTN, and we top 4'd that one. Got our invite, so not upset. Played Gravy again, hit round 1 Cindra again, lost, and then snapped off 6 in a row, so we'll take it.
All right, let's go, dude. Let's go. Taylor?
How about you, Taylor?
I'm washed. I'm a washed content creator. That's what I got out of the last 2 weeks. It's been one that's been like, oh my gosh. Last Saturday, me and Aaron, old car guy, went out and played. We both scrubbed out. Truly amazing play from both of us. He played KO, I played Marlin. I went 4-2, came in like 10th. The next day, I go 4-1 in Swiss, and then I lose in my first match in the top 8. Dio goes first, goes boom grenade, boosts, I block, spark for boom grenade, then Arsenal passes, and then their turn is 0 for 60, boom grenade off the top, and I take like 12. or 16 or
Oh my
something
god.
on like turn one. And like at that time, like I have like Erin beside me watching, and she's like, "Oh wow, this game's gonna be quick." I was like, "Yeah, yes it is."
It
It's
sure
like,
is.
and then I played an RTN yesterday. I actually played RKO. I needed to feel like what the other side of not having to play variants was. I played Kasai, Huntsman, Ocilio, which are great RKO matchups. Uh,
Oh,
I came in like ninth or 10th at 4-2. I've never actually registered like a fatigue-esque deck. So I got to play more Fab yesterday than I have in the last 6 months of actual tournaments. I think I probably played 150 turns yesterday. It was pretty miserable.
That
Never doing
sounds
that again.
awesome. That
It
sounds
was
awesome.
all three Kasai games went to fatigue. I fatigued the Arachne Huntsman. It was just a miserable experience for everybody involved. The
this is why
Ocilio,
you never want to play Gravy because you play so many games out to fatigue.
it was
It's so painful.
it was absolutely awful. Like it was the first time ever that I got done with a round and everyone was waiting on us. I was like, oh, this is weird. I don't like this. There's
Welcome.
like no time to
Welcome.
pee or get anything to drink.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, I guess you do normally play like smokers decks, don't you? You're normally
Yeah,
like, like end it in 4 or 5 turns and let's have a
yeah,
hot dog and talk about it.
yeah. And so now it's like really funny because we have like the team and like half the team just loves fatigue. So it's like y'all are just some sick bastards.
Dude, I gotta tell you, man. Me and Randy at the Battle Harden, we sat around for like 45 minutes on Saturday and just talked about fatigue and how much fun it is and what we enjoy about it. And I'm pretty sure there was like people sitting next to us who were like pretty much what you were like. They were like, "What is wrong with you, sick fucks? Like, stop! Like,
Yeah, that
stop,
was
please."
it was a miserable experience. And I wasn't even playing like a fatigue deck. It was just like fatigue through damage kind of deck. It was already
Yeah.
miserable. I was like, this is trash. Whoever likes this is just a sick bastard. They're just
Like we throw that term around a lot, but I feel like there are very few like decks that don't fall into the fatigue by damage category these days. Almost all of them fit into
Huntsman.
fatigue by damage as far as fatigue gates go.
I
Yes,
played
it is very few. Yeah.
well, I only know that because I played one and it was the most miserable. I rolled scabs and I'll tell you what, I think I hit 4, 5, and 6 every time. And I probably played five like 3 card 16s. And my opponent was great about it, but this he's probably gonna watch this. I'm sorry, and I know you were salty. It's okay. Yeah,
I mean,
you deserve to be
who
salty.
wouldn't be?
I'm gonna be real. You deserve to be salty. I'm so sorry, buddy. It was a
That's
great time though.
hilarious.
It was a great time.
So I have to say there is one thing that I want to talk about, and I'm not going to say any names. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus here. It's not crazy. You guys can. I see Taylor getting excited over there. Um, I heard about an RTN this past weekend that decided that there should be a 45-minute break before top eight. Like, like 45 minutes to an hour, something like that. Like Taylor's laughing. Taylor knows what I'm talking about. Um, I just want to throw this out there for TOs. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart because it's going to sound like I'm just being a condescending like prick and I'm not. Don't do that. Or start your tournaments an hour or 2 hours earlier. Like I mean that as respectfully as I know how to say it. When you start a tournament at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then you take a 45-minute break, and I drove 3 hours to play in your RTN, when I get to top four, I'm scooping as fast as I can. You have actually made it to where I will literally refuse to go to an event as opposed to drive to your store in the future. And I know that you do that as like a good thing for people, and I don't mean that to come across so harsh, but start your event earlier. If you want to start your RTN at 10 o'clock and take a 45-minute thing after like, top eight or before top eight, have at it. But I think you have to bake that into your calendar. All right. Anyway, I'm off my soapbox now.
I mean, I feel like for there are some circumstances where it's fine to do something like that. If it's like a smaller event and there's 4 rounds, why not?
Sure.
But if there's 6 rounds and you start at 12, of course that's unreasonable.
Dude, okay,
Right.
well,
Yeah.
that was the funny part is I came in 10th at this RTN that you're referring to, and Aaron came in like 11th or 12th. And so, he gets the pairings out. We're like, oh, we didn't make top eight. He's like, okay, well, we're gonna do a 45-minute break. And me and Aaron are like, Oh, we just missed the bullet here. We just get back in our car and we go get dinner. Right on the
Right.
like,
But you
holy.
immediately felt relief, which is weird that you didn't make top 8.
It was on a school night, too. I had work the next morning. It was a school night, dude.
So, like, again, I just go back to it. If that's your plan, you need to have your RTN at like 10 a.m., like 11 a.m. It needs to be early in the day so you can account for that.
I felt really bad because I
mean,
think
I'm
some of
gonna
the
be
people
straight
there
with
were
you.
Virginia
I don't
people.
think.
So they had like a drive. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been to an RTN in the past like 2 years that didn't start at like 11 or 10.
See,
Like I just like such a foreign concept to me.
I love that. The last RTN I went to that started after 1 o'clock was our local one. And Taylor might have been there. He might remember this. It started at 2 in the afternoon. I was playing Fatigue Oldham back then.
Oh, what?
I won my top 4 match and was going to play in the finals. It is 12:15 when I win my finals. 12:15.
Oh my god.
I decide that instead of playing the finals, I would rather go home and sleep because I'm driving to Charlotte the next day to play in another RTN. I decide to give Dozer the win, leave and go home, and they played their finals match in like 10 minutes because it was 5 versus Lexi. I
I don't
lovingly,
think you wanted it bad enough.
I did not, I lovingly berated our local game store owner into never doing an event like that again. So now all of our RTNs and ProQuest start at like 12 o'clock.
I don't know, like from the game store perspective,
Mhm.
I've never really thought about this before. To be honest, it's never even occurred to me that they come after 11 because they just never do where I'm from. But what's the point? What are you waiting for? The stores are like open.
What do you
I don't
mean?
know why you would wait that long. Like, why wouldn't you start at like 10 or 11? Why would you wait till 2 p.m.?
This store
What's the
actually,
point?
this store actually opens at 1 on Sundays, and I was like, maybe it's a special occasion.
Oh,
You should have
okay.
done a little earlier, but
So I know
That makes more sense to me.
other stores have said that to me in the past when I've asked. They were like, "Oh, well, we don't open till 12. We started this at 12 and made the employees come in early so that we could start this at 12 o'clock." And so, like, they have told me stuff like that in the past, to Taylor's point, which I get.
yeah.
But also change everything for me, please. I'm a content creator. Taylor's face was all I wanted right there. Taylor's face was all I wanted.
Mm,
All
those,
right, buddy. I don't.
those
we-
fucking
we got that
content
kind of pull.
creators.
I know, right?
Just
this is
wait.
First thing first. Like, there's only a couple people listening to this.
Just wait until I lose in Sage. Then I'm going to show some content creators, okay? Like, I'm going to go on Twitter. I'm still thinking about that. Like, that's still something I worry about. I was like, as soon as I lose in a Sage hero, that content creator name's coming out.
I'm terrified
Yeah.
about that, honestly.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't want
like,
people to make votes based on my opinion because, like, I mean, I may say to other people occasionally I'm infallible, but that's definitely not true and absolutely a joke. So,
I personally can't wait to vote on bans and tell you all why you're wrong for what you voted for. All right, I'm
voting,
done.
sure,
I'm done. I
but-
promise now. I'm done.
Okay, I'm going to put you on the hot spot right now, Zach. Okay? This is live. Have you got your spoiler
as
cards
opposed to
yet?
every other episode.
No.
Oh, man. I thought we were supposed to get... I thought content creators got them today.
Well, now you're scaring me.
Oh,
Now
I
you're
was just...
scaring me.
Okay.
I was told the date I would get my card on, and it is not that date yet.
It is in New Zealand, I thought.
The date is tomorrow, but New Zealand time, right?
Not me casually checking my email over here on the
I'm
side.
wondering.
I'm feeling like
I was just
No,
wondering.
hang on. I don't even think the date was tomorrow that I got.
Oh, that's
so
crazy. Okay.
y'all are stressing me out now. Hang on. Somebody talk about
Double
something
backtrack
while
live right here.
you dodge
I
me
love
having
the-
a panic attack over here.
I just wanted to do this live just in case I'm wrong, and then we both have like a fun little moment. But if I'm right, you get to look at your spoiler card, and we get a live reaction of it. And that's all I want is a live reaction.
Oh.
Because we were talking about it with Kevin earlier, and Kevin was pretty sure it's tomorrow New Zealand time. He thought maybe it'd come out tonight.
Yeah. I just wanted to see. I just wanted to see if I can get a live reaction of you reading a card.
Hang
He's doing it
on.
right now.
He's actually
I'm
just looking
reading
at it. He's
Hey,
like, oh,
Wanderer.
I'm actually just looking at the card.
yeah.
Hey, Wanderer, look at this.
Oh, you are correct. It is tomorrow.
Yeah. it is.
See, I know some content creators.
Well, I'm glad. So it's so funny. I thought it was Friday.
Mm-mm.
I have actively been like trying to figure out what to do with my spoiler if it got to me on Friday and I had to release it before the end of the weekend.
Nah, dude, it's gonna be like you release this January 30th, 11:35 p.m. before we release all the other common rares. It's like,
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I did actually have a fun idea, and like I will talk about this because I thought it would be cool. If I got it on Friday and they were gonna tell me to do it before the end of the weekend, I was going to print out like a copy of it on like just a normal printer paper and bring it with me, and I was gonna make you all do the reveal live and read it out loud to everybody, and I was gonna like record us with mics or something in the hotel room.
okay, that's a great idea. I actually have
We
a
can still do that even if it comes out tomorrow. Like,
I still think that would be a blast actually to do, to see like your all's reaction as it happens.
okay. This is a true story. This is a little behind the scenes. Whenever the card guys got Kabuto, okay, we got it like a month before we had to release it. So Josh gets the email and he's like, "I'm gonna do a video of you reading the card, and we'll get your reactions." And he's like, "It's a legendary. It's really strong." And it's Josh saying this, so he shows it to us, and me and Aaron are like, "Yeah, that's cool." And like that's like the whole reaction.
You did not. You did not.
That's why we never released that video, dude. It was just me and Aaron going, and then,
Oh, that's
and then
incredible.
going, is he Asian? And then like that's the whole entire reaction. It's like that right there. Dude. It's like, dude, it was,
Well, it's a good thing you didn't, because the spoiler, like, the AI voiceover of
Yeah.
all the heroes was fucking fire. Like, that was a banger. So,
but no,
a
dude,
good thing came from it.
I'll just never forget
See.
that because he showed it to us, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And I remember walking back and like me and Aaron going, is that card good? He goes, I don't think so. It's just like, that's like the whole,
Dude, I remember when we got Give No Quarter and we're like, this card is insane. 3 oven gravy, always.
to be fair,
it's broken.
the theory behind it, it kind of does make sense why we thought it was broken.
Yeah. It's just, it turns out that all the allies that cost 3, except for Chum and Whaler, are terrible, and Whaler's like only 1 anyway, so.
Sad stuff.
Yeah.
That was so
Dan Chart, I was like, maybe I'll try Give No Quarter again. And I was like, no.
I love
This card's ass.
that we've been recording for 23 minutes now, and we have yet to talk about a single thing on the actual like topics of conversation tonight.
Dude, that's why I gave the list, and at the end I was like, bonus question if we're going fast, which I sincerely doubt. Like,
Oh shit, you did, which I
Yeah.
sincerely doubt. I could see it right here. That's so good, dude. Oh. Okay.
yeah, we don't ever have to get through all these. I just try to make sure there's an unending amount of things to talk about, but we never ever have to go through all these things.
No, I like that you come so prepared because it makes it really easy in case Taylor's just like, not having it tonight. We have stuff to talk about, because clearly it would be Taylor. It would be Taylor.
It's always me.
So anyway, the next thing, the next topic on here, actually, we're gonna slide this one in real quick. If you like listening to Breakpoints, we're brought to you by Codex Journals. And you can get your own beautiful Breakpoints Codex Journal down in the description and keep track of how wonderfully you're doing at all your RTNs and where you need to improve. The best part is you can always look at your buddy and look down at the little, like, Are You Favorite tab, read it out loud, and check it off loudly in front of them. Good mental warfare immediately.
Me and Randy actually did that. I pulled out my Codex journal and I started writing, and he went, "You putting your favorite over there, big boy?" Like, as we're just sitting there talking to each other. It was great, dude. It was great.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite part. I love it.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Playdeez decided to drop us indefinitely because Taylor hurt his feelings really bad on the last episode when he said the name was awful.
Well, and
Yeah.
the weird part is we told Taylor before the episode how to say it. and he still got it wrong, and then we lose a sponsor because of it. I mean, like you can't
Anyway.
make this shit up.
We now own the LLC of Fab Blazing. I'm not going to say anything else.
Oh, that's too good.
Could you imagine? It just hyperlinks back to Fablazing if you type that in. Just the biggest troll.
Okay, so the first question is, where have we been? We didn't do a podcast last week. And why didn't we upload last week? Well, last week we took our little podcast time that we did to sit down and start working on some team stuff. Since we got a team now, we spent like a month working on a team behind the scenes. So, you know, we got like Randy Davis. We'll go over some of the teammates. You know, they're pretty cool people. So last week we were mainly concerned with the team, trying to get that stuff going on the back end. We had an insane RTN week 1. We won 5 RTNs on the first week. I think all of them were Gravy and Victor.
The Prism.
Oh, well, yeah.
Tim won on Prism. I won playing Victor. Brendan won playing Gravy. What were the other 2? I forgot.
Playdeez from Randy, right? Did we say that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that was it.
yeah, Randy won on Sunday. And then what was the other? There was a 5th one, right?
Wasn't me. Let me check.
My man said, couldn't be me.
Okay, so we got the Randy one.
Drew.
Tim.
Oh, Drew.
Was the
Drew on Gravy.
Was Drew playing Gravy?
Yeah, because
Drew
he beat me
played
round 1 of the RTN. And I was Omega tilted.
Which is pretty good number considering how many of us go to the same RTNs. You know, how many we're sharing and still winning.
Yeah.
Because like me, Tim, and Kevin were at 1 together, and Tim won it. We mostly only lost to each other, which is kind of funny. I go up, and I'm playing in 1 with Emma on the next day, and I think Kevin and Tim are going to 1 together the following day too. So it's like we're always going to a bunch of these as pairs. So it's kind of cool to think of, like, from a statistical standpoint, how unlikely it is you get that many wins in a weekend when we're all playing each other. Like the one that I just went to, the Ep26 one on Florian, me and Emma were both in top 4. So it's like, we definitely can't all win it, but...
It's kind of weird, because I feel like I'm one of the only people on our team that is, like, kind of secluded, in a way, from, like, RTN schedule, if that makes any sense, of, like, hitting events. Like, I'm just far enough away from Sam. Like, Taylor is probably the only person I, like, really have a chance of running into, and I just feel like there's more closer to me in the opposite direction of you than there is, like, going to North Carolina most of the time. I don't know, it's just kind of weird how it all pans out sometimes.
Yeah, because, like, Tim and Kevin are, like, directly above me. Then me and Drew are beside each other. Then you're to my west.
East? I thought you said east.
Randy's down there too, right?
I might edit that out. That was such a bad joke. I might actually edit that out.
He said I might edit that out. Oh yeah, that's for all of our Metafy subscribers right there. The team Metafy subscribers.
They get the unedited slurs. They love it.
You get Talishar backs and like 15 snippets of like slurs said by Sam and that. It's like, wow.
Oh.
I love my slurs.
Did you see the Victor guide also came with this? Listen to what Sam said on episode 12.
Oh, that'd be incredible.
Oh, that would be such a good clip. That would be such a good clip.
Oh my god. So this is an insane interlude, but my dad's birthday was just past couple days ago. he was talking about his childhood a little bit.
Oh boy.
And he's like, "Oh, I used to live next to this family of Italians, and they would always make the best food on my birthday. And I would always call them this filthy something, but I can't remember what the slur for an Italian is." And he's just like, I'm like, "Calm down, Dad. What?" Like, like, I don't know. It was more of like an affectionate thing because they were like buddies and they just like call each other slurs for fun. I don't know. Times were different, but.
What are you talking about? Before we got on this podcast, Sam, you were just saying all kind of stuff to me like that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, why did you say it like back in the day?
From the
and it appears the apple does not fall very far from the tree on our podcast.
No, not at all.
Oh,
Y'all don't even
God.
know. Y'all knew.
Oh my god.
So anyway, we were taking care of some team stuff last week. Took a week off to try and get everything set up and get some stuff like pulled together. We talked about a lot of the people that are on the team. I feel like we should probably actually like formally kind of like talk about everybody a little bit, just to get it out there so that, you know, we don't have like people guessing and stuff like that.
No, that's way funnier though. Actually, if we just have people guessing, to be like, do you think it's Hamilton? No, they wouldn't do that. Like,
just kidding.
Right.
Cut that out. Cut that out. Leave the Weiss thing. Cut that out. Cut that out.
That was a joke. What the hell? That's a good one. Oh, by the way, but before we talk about the team, I want to like mention I put out a Twitter post. You know, because we did get one person. I'm still going through Twitter messages. I got like 65 to 70 messages. So I apologize if I didn't get to you. I'm really sorry. It was so many. It was a jaw-dropping amount of mess. I looked down my phone. I was like, "Oh my god."
You
Okay,
missed
anyway.
the perfect opportunity to say you received around 67 messages. Like you even started with 65, and I literally thought you were gonna do it.
Nope.
And I was like, "Yes, here it is. It's perfect. It's perfect."
Nope.
I hate that this is now the meme number. 69 is just so much better.
I agree.
I know. But that's because we're old.
Boomer Unk status. Or
Disappointed.
Unks, guys. That's what they call us, right?
Okay, so here, alright. I thought Unk meant uncle. I've been
That
told
might
by
be the
my
most
Zoomer.
Unk thing in the world. Like,
Wait.
You're
honestly.
right?
Wait.
For real. I was like, oh, like a lame uncle, like someone who like brings it down or tells lame jokes. So I got the gist of it. And then my Zoomer coworker was like, no.
So you had
That's
the
not-
spirit. You just like missed it a little bit there.
Yeah.
He's confused, but he's got the spirit. I love
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
That's so good.
Shoot.
Hold on. It's not me Googling what unks means, actually.
Dog, there's no
Yeah,
shot.
I ain't alone. Oh, man.
It says right
And
here, it means uncle. I don't know.
Dog, I went to a ProQuest where Willie B was calling people chopped and unk one day. Like, and I gotta tell you, that was like peak for me. Like, that was awesome.
Oh, Will is incredible.
Oh, he's great. I love Will.
Hanging out with Will.
I got to
I
briefly
got-
chat with Will this weekend. That was nice.
Oh my god.
I like that guy.
Okay.
Anyways.
All right. So we put the team together. We talked about our dominating week 1 performance. You're welcome, Fab community. I don't know. I was trying to think of something witty to say, and there was nothing there. So that was why I
Let us
stared at
let
the
you
camera in
finish.
silence. Yeah, no, like I was trying to get there, but no, the headband took up all the
Like
space.
6
There was
seconds of
nothing.
silence after that.
Yeah, 6 or 7 seconds.
Beautiful. You gonna expand that one? Those expanded gaps. Just silence.
Oh, please do. I want like we're about 30 minutes in. I want this to be where Spotify users are like, yo, what happened again? Is it Taylor? Like, or did something actually happen? Okay.
Oh.
Let's talk about the meta. Like we what?
You're like,
What?
these are who's gonna be on the team, and we got sidetracked. You're like, anyway, let's talk about the meta, dude. You're like,
you said you wanted to leave it a mystery so people can wonder if it's Hamilton. Like, so I was just gonna let sleeping dogs lie.
It turns out that everyone who's ever been a guest on the podcast is now on the team. So
be sending out the shirts next week.
congratulations if you weren't aware, this is your notice.
Everyone but Vero. Everyone but Vero.
Pablo, I still need your address. Oh my god.
Go ahead, Taylor.
There it is, there it
No,
is.
Taylor, yes. Yes. The fact that your mouth physically moved like you were going to say something.
Oh, I gave in for once. Okay. Never again. Never again.
All right. Okay. Let's mention the team members really quick. We'll talk about everybody that's on the team. I'm sure I'm going to leave somebody out. It's not personal, I promise. So, it's me and Sam.
He leaves out Taylor on purpose.
Yeah, no, 100%. I was just going to wait until somebody said something. So, So it's Taylor, Sam, and I. Emma. I mean, I guess most people probably know him as the Puffin guy, Emmanuel. Emma, like it's just what everybody calls him. Randy Davis. Brendan. I do not know Brendan's last name.
Jones.
Jones. Okay, I only know what Brendan looks like because I saw that picture of all four of you guys or whatever the other day. And
Yeah.
Andrew. I don't know Andrew's last name.
Hermanus.
Okay. Drew. I don't know Drew's last name.
Presnell. Pretzel.
We're just hitting first
Doesn't
names.
have one.
Drew Pretzel. We're just hitting first names apparently. Kevin Murphy. I know his last name, aka Smurf. Tim Scroggs. Kevin Murphy Jr. is his actual name. I'm just kidding. I love Tim. Tim's great. All right, who am I leaving out?
Jesse Hinman.
Jesse. I like Jesse. That's Emma Jr. For anybody who does not know, that's min maxing Fab on YouTube. Like
he's the guy who co-invented the Puffin deck that Emma has finished pretty well with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who did I leave out?
You got everyone? I have a little list right
I
here.
sure hope you hit everyone because I'm pretty sure that's everyone. And if we all miss them, I'm gonna feel really bad.
It's gonna be real awkward. Taylor, you'll have to cut that shit out.
No. Actually, what really happens is we'll just use this as like who it is, and we'll just cut that person from the team. We'll just do the other. We'll do the other way.
We can never be wrong this way. We're just kicking people off the team.
Jesus Christ.
That would be so funny.
I tried to get in the Discord today, but it said I wasn't in there. What happened? I'm like, watch the latest episode.
You can skip to like 33 minutes, dog.
Holy shit, that'd be so brutal.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
It's like going to work and your key card isn't working to get in the start of the door, and you're like, "What's wrong?" They're like,
your boss opens the door in front of you and then closes it behind them, and they're like, "Hey, what's going on?"
He's like, "Don't worry about it."
Wild way to get fired. Wild way to get fired. All right. So we've introduced the team. We talked about the team. What's going on with us and Flesh and Blood and things like that. Let's jump into the meta a little bit. If you guys right now, and I just want to start off with some polarity here. If you guys had to pick a best deck and format right now for week 3, what would it be? And why is it Victor?
RTNs?
Yeah, RTN specifically.
Best deck.
Florian,
yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna
say
say
you would pick like something that kind of stomps the field. Like,
did you say RKO?
Yeah, I know I'm living a little crazy right now, but like I really like RKO this weekend.
You must have never played the deck.
I've literally never played a game of the deck. But
I played 6 straight hours of it, baby.
I watched Sam play it the other day, and I gotta tell you, I liked what I was seeing. Looking for a scrap. Those promo looking for a scrap's coming in, dog.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, dude! I had promo gravekeepings in there too. I can't wait to raise the price on those bad boys.
Oh my
so
god!
I can finally sell them.
I love it. It's such actually really cool promo.
So
it's kind of like a sick looking card. I actually wish it was playable.
I mean, it's playable in like Huntsman, right? I think that deck plays it. Okay, so you guys think that Florian is the best deck heading into specifically RTNs for week 3 into like an open meta into RTN. Do you think that it is still Florian for calling Columbus this weekend, or do you think it's different for Columbus this weekend?
No, the meta's going to narrow a lot. The one reason I think that Florian is one of the better picks is at every RTN I go to, I'm at like 1 of 2 gravies, and I get a lot of people commenting on like, wow, I'm not used to playing against a gravy that actually functions for most of its turns. Like, I mean, I don't mean to berate like the general populace, but I feel like there are a lot of people who are like there with gravy. And if you're going to RTN levels, I'm not expecting like everyone to be like Justin Koo on gravy. So you get a lot of points. I think the more aggressively slanted Florian list gives it even more problems and less time to turn online. So it has a lot of tools to attack the meta, and I thought at first that the Rootbound ban was going to be bad, but the meta has shifted in a direction that this like mid-range Florian build is still just very powerful.
Okay.
I like it. I think for Columbus, I would probably probably be on Florian or Gravy. Those are my two picks. Even though, as much as I hate Gravy,
You told me
So
that Gravy's an awful pick for Columbus.
I
I
mean,
know.
the last time we had this conversation, that was like 2 weeks ago. Like I
Yeah,
remember us having this conversation because I was asking about, how much like hate should I be packing in Victor? Should I just be preparing for other things and trying to dodge Gravy? And Taylor was like, I don't really think it's going to be that popular in
I was wrong about
Columbus.
that one.
But now you're saying that you think it is like, in a better position. Do you think the meta's had more time to settle with RTNs, or maybe we're just going to like a bigger, calling and like, towards like the
Yeah,
Midwest?
I think what it has to do for me is that we're going into a more open meta for an RTN. So you're gonna for Columbus, so you're gonna get a lot more goober decks that you just absolutely rinse just by being who you are with Gravy Bones. I think if I was trying to win the tournament, I'd be on Mario or Florian. If I was trying to day two the tournament or make a good, run, like a top 64-32, I'd be on Gravy Bones. I think once you hit the top tables and you start playing against more competent players, Gravy Bones does fall off naturally. So I think if you're trying to win the event, Florian is the right pick. Verdance is probably a better pick. Mario is a better pick. But if you're trying to day two and you are semi-competent on the deck, I think Kasai and Gravy are the better of the two. Like those two are better decks to try to day two with. But if you're trying to win, Florian and Verdance. So it's like a dichotomy of like what you're trying to do more than anything else.
So I
So,
have like
oh, sorry, go ahead, Sam.
two schools of thought on the Gravy taking it to Columbus. First thought, playing like 13 rounds on Gravy is terrifying because at least like 3 of those rounds you're probably going to be the butt plug. And if they're not against Goober or like Dirtle decks, that's really problematic. You can definitely get just handed L's by the deck that way.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is, if you're going to win a calling, normally like that day, you're that guy. Like you're drawing the nuts. You're going ham. And there isn't a better deck to do it with than Gravy. So I'm like, will I be the wolf or will I be the butt plug when I'm looking at this,
I always think it's
Like
Mario. I think when Mario draws hot, that's just like the scariest fucking deck every time. So it's like,
I feel like I don't think there's a huge disparity, but I think Gravy does draw hotter when it's drawing hot.
yeah, because it has 18 gold. But I don't
Yeah,
know.
dude. Oof. When oh man, at one point on the RTN a stack of 8 gold, and I was like, the world is my oyster. It feels like we're back to 9 tipples. Oh, it was incredible chasing that high.
I I think to Taylor's point that the assassin class in general, when it runs hot, is very tough to deal with. It like keeps your opponent on the back foot. Like there's not really a good answer to things. Especially with Mario having effects that don't really care about like like you stopping like their buffs on attack actions. Like they'll just play it on the stealth daggers, so it doesn't really matter most of the time. I don't know. I think Mario is one of those decks that is in a very very hot position this weekend. I know there was 3 in top 8 of calling Akihabara. I hope I said that right. I probably didn't.
That's enough.
Uh, yeah. So 3 in that calling top 8. I mean, I'm expecting it to do well in Columbus. It's a good deck, and stuff like that. Taylor, you made a comment just a second ago that caught my attention. Tonight when I was streaming, I was reviewing the calling, the metagame, the day 2 conversion, stuff like that. And Verdance was the number 1 most repped deck, at the calling, but it had like the worst day 2 conversion rate. It was 3 out of 25. And I understand, for you guys, for everybody watching, day 2 conversion rate is not something to like, strictly go off of and say something's good or bad. But I do think it plays into how that looks up. So you said that you think Verdance is in a good spot for this weekend. Do you care to elaborate on why you think it might have done so poorly last weekend, but it's in a good spot this weekend?
Gravy Bones. I like this as simple as that. Because Gravy Bones was less represented. I think in Columbus, like I think it's going to be 7 to 10% is Gravy Bones in the field, while this week I think it was closer to like 12 or 15. And if I remember
It was
correctly,
24 decks
yeah,
at last week. Yeah.
yeah. And so what I'm expecting is like the Verdance Gravy matchup is like a 20%er for Verdance. It involves you just getting online. It's like you just draw decompose, 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 and you get to start pinging and doing the Verdance thing.
It's really Ring of Roses. Like that's if you draw Ring of Roses in the first 3 turns and can play it without leaking a shitload of damage, that's how you beat the Gravy matchup.
Yeah.
I feel
It's
like turn 0 ring is
entirely
insane
on that.
in that matchup. Like
It's
insane.
like yeah, because the value you get on Ring by being able to hit an ally and then gain a life without any interaction gives you an obscene amount of room over the course of the game. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. So the only thing that I think could really hinder Verdance going into next week, this weekend, is the rise of Cindra that we've seen. I think that's like a 40%er for Verdance, probably. So that I think that kind of hinges where Verdance is going to actually like end up at. But like if you have the rise of Florian, as we're talking about now, you're like 70% into there. Your favorite into OG KO. Your favorite into Kasai. Your favorite into Dio. I think your Mario matchup's 50-50, depending on whose draws better, in my opinion. I know a lot of people always say that Verdance is favored, but I think it's actually closer to 50-50, if not Mario favored, depending on how the cards stack up. And then Ocilio, I think there's going to be enough bells to kind of keep Ocilio down at the bottom tables.
Okay.
But like we could be wrong, and it could just be like 6 Ocilios in the top 8, and we find out that bells don't matter.
It's possible.
So like I think that for a lot of decks, bells are cope. I think you have to be like a deck that can put on enough pressure that they can't just like beat you with arcane every turn. If you're playing Florian and you're running bells, I don't think you get there. If you're playing Gravy, I think it helps, but it doesn't get you all the way there. If you're playing like any like if you could play Fi and put Bell in your deck, I feel like you'd actually like beat the piss out of Ocilio. This is just like completely me just talking out my ass on that one. I've not been testing Fi, but that's the idea. You have to be an aggressive deck that puts on the pressure.
Sam's leaking the tech on the podcast. Confirmed. Taylor, edit that out. Taylor, edit that out.
But like, I mean, like when you look at like a meta, it's like a huge web. Like if one thing changes, everything syncs with it or goes up with it, and it's like, it's an ebb and flow. Like a deck that, like in my mind, has a really good chance of being good this weekend that's underrepresented would be Fang. I think Fang has a great chance of being good this weekend with Gravy Bones, Verdance, and Florian looking like top picks. I mean, Fang looks strong as an underrepresented deck and stuff like that. So this is like what I'm trying to keep. Prism looks good into Gravy, Verdance, and Cindra. And then Florian, I've been told I don't know what the hell is up with that matchup. Everyone I talk to has a different opinion on the Prism Florian matchup. You can't win it. You can't lose it. I don't know.
It's a 90-90 based on who you ask. It's the classic illusionist deal.
Yeah. So in theory, I think if you're trying to win the tournament, I think a great player playing Verdance or Florian can get there. I think if you're trying to day 2, I think Gravy Bones and Kasai. Because those are Kasai is very stable. Is going to do the thing that it's going to do. Gravy is just being Gravy, just absolutely destroys Goober decks. So you'll like sit down, if you play 7 rounds, you win 3 of them for just being Gravy.
So
win 4
I have a
games.
follow-up question. It's a complete pivot, but this was a follow-up question that I've had. I spent a decent amount of time during my stream tonight talking about Cindra, and by a decent amount of time, I mean a few minutes, like just a few minutes. But like enough that like I feel like it warrants a conversation. There was 2 in top 8 of calling Akihabara this past weekend. It won Battle Harden Gdansk, I think is how you say that, in Poland. Yep. So I mean, like we're seeing Cindra. The Cindra faithfuls are continuing to put up results. If someone is thinking about playing Cindra and they're watching this right now, do you think Cindra is let's say, do you think Cindra is a top 32 deck? Like if you know Cindra, you know the matchups, do you think you could tell someone right now, yeah, you can be confident, take Cindra, go play your game, and top 32 is a very reasonable goal?
Is it already sleeved? So the thing about Cindra is if you look at like the top 5 or 6 matches, so let's look at Gravy Bones. I think that matchup without Brand is like 50-50 now. Maybe slightly you favored, maybe 55%, just because of the Cindra, maybe 60. You're favored into Verdance, let's say 60%. Florian, I think CMH Florian, I think you're actually like 50%, maybe unfavored, because I think they can just beat you down now. Then Ocilio, you're unfavored. Mario, you're unfavored. Dio, you're unfavored. Kasai, you're unfavored. Prism, you're unfavored. So it's like,
Okay.
it is the opposite of Gravy Bones, where you sit down and you feel like you're the one playing the Goober deck into the deck that's supposed to beat you. But is it good though? I mean, it's a top like 6 or 7 pick. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna say Cindra's bad, don't play it, but I'm not gonna be like, if I had to pick what deck, it would be like my seventh deck to pick. I wouldn't play it.
Sam, how about you?
I think I can never get behind Cindra. I think this deck is always awful.
Never could have. Even when it was winning everything, me and Sam were like, this deck sucks. Dude, it's,
I can't.
I'm about to say, you can go watch one of our podcasts literally 4 months ago when it was like winning every event. We're like, the deck still sucks. I don't care.
I know, I was there. I was playing it while I was listening to you all talk about how bad it sucks.
Like, nothing it does is like that sick. It's just a mass trigger every turn, so it's like really just not like flashy, and like it just does decent number every turn if it draws the right context of hands. But that is so much less in your control after the bans. I feel like you're a lot more sequence dependent, and I think that's kind of the way that the bans are oriented to make all the top decks just more inconsistent. So if you draw hot and you snap it off, like you could go the distance with Cindra, sure, but I think it's just as likely you put like the torrent of tempos in your deck and you're like slamming off the top, just absolute garbage, like hitting throw dagger or something. You know, it's I don't know. I can get behind it entirely personally. I don't like playing streamline aggro decks like that, so it's definitely not someone who respects it that much. But do I think you're crazy for taking Cindra? Absolutely not. I think the deck is in a position where if you see all of your matchups and then only a couple that you're not happy to see, then yeah, you could make a good run.
I think if you want to play that type of deck, I think Fang is a better pick for the weekend. If you want to play a
Yeah,
Draconic
that's fair.
hero.
I will say that I think what is not a better pick, I think ironically, opposed to the perception that I had going into this meta, is Dio. I think that Dio is actually in a really terrible spot compared to what I originally thought, with how many decks are happy to just like put him sideways in this meta.
I mean, like you're unfavored into Gravy. I think you're unfavored into Gravy. That's a 90-90. I think you're unfavored into OGKO. You're unfavored into Florian, Verdance. Uh, what else would you be unfavored into? Just some other goober decks like Dory and Victor.
Just literally, like I think there's plenty of fatigue piles running around, and that's like an awful matchup off the
Playdeez
rip.
seems like a 0%er.
I do think like when you talk about like the quote unquote the goober decks like Victor, Pleiades, things like that, like these decks that are happy to just be blocking and giving you their cards every turn, those are decks that you just kind of like lose to, I would say.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I don't know, my gut tells me that it has a decent Kasai matchup. So if you're expecting a lot of Kasai, like I think it's okay. I've heard from a lot of Kasai players that like they just can't. It's very tough to just fatigue Dio naturally. That the deck just kind of goes over the top of that's what I've been told by a few people who are Kasai stands. I'm not saying that that's fact, but I'm just saying what I've been told. So I don't know. Taylor's face says it all right now.
I'm not saying anything, dog. I'm just smiling. I'm just having a good time with the boys. Okay, let me have a good time with the boys.
Yep. Anyway, it's just funny to think about how far Cindra has fallen out of favor. And I know, don't get me wrong, like, the BNR like was a massive shakeup for Cindra. Brands and Wrath was a big hit. But a lot of like the core things that she's doing is still there. And so it sounds like if you're a Cindra faithful and you truly believe in the deck, then I mean, yeah, give it hell. It might be your weekend. You never know. But it sounds like Sam and Taylor would tell you not to sleeve it up if you are on the fence about it this weekend. AKA Zack, don't play it. That's for when I watch this back later.
No.
That's for when I watch this back later. Just to remind myself.
If you bring Cindra, then we'll have one open spot on Team Breakpoints.
Wow. Oh, that's brutal.
I was gonna say, I'd just steal it out of your backpack and make you play the Victor instead.
I would play Prism before I would play Cindra this weekend. I would play Prism or I would play Acilio before I would play Cindra this weekend.
You're on a bit of a tear with Victor right now. I don't know if there's any reason to really get off it. I think this is the best position Victor's been in like literally a year.
Yeah, no, I mean honestly, it's kind of crazy. Like I need some things to go my way, and I need to dodge Gravy. That is the only matchup that I'm like, this is abysmal. I have to dodge this matchup. There are other bad ones, but they are winnable. Gravy just kind of seems like it's not winnable unless I just run into like someone who truly has no clue what's going on.
You know, Gravy does sometimes just say you're going to lose the game. You're the butt plug today, so that does happen.
That's true.
Sometimes.
Never when I play them. But anyway, um,
Fair enough.
so sounds like the meta's pretty open, pretty healthy. We have a pretty fun meta, whether you're going to RTNs or Columbus this weekend. Make sure you find a crack bauble for us to sign. We would absolutely love to sign your crack baubles this weekend. That was such a fun thing in Philly. I hope that trend continues.
A good time.
I guess let's shift gears a little bit. Let's talk about a teammate for a minute, and let's talk about a fun innovation of something that came from this past weekend. Even though Taylor doesn't want us to talk about it, I'm going to because the deck's cool.
We're gonna do it anyway.
Let's talk about Playdeez nuts and how I actually think this deck is in a solid position right now. Of all the decks right now, it is a fatigue deck that you will still day one catch people off guard with.
People are not really hip to the deck yet, even though I feel like I've been seeing it for like over a month, maybe a month and a half now. And I don't think it's been like the best kept secret. Like, so there's a little bit of a fun aside. Randy didn't want us to say anything about the deck to anyone, and then like 3 days later, I saw a post on Reddit of someone linking like, "Oh, you should try out this fatigue Playdeez list."
Yeah.
There's some random guy with like, it's not the exact list, but it was like 70 of the 80 cards. And I'm like, Cat's a little bit out of the bag, but I think it's definitely still catching people off guard who maybe aren't like as abreast of what's happening with this deck.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was a few weeks ago, Sam. You know, you guys were referring to. I think Jacob referred to like your 9 to 5 Cindras or your 9 to 5 Gravy Bones players, or like whoever we were talking about. And I feel like your 9 to 5 players who are coming to a calling this weekend are the people you catch off guard round 2. Because they're expecting like a fun Pleiades deck who sniped round 1, and Randy sitting down thinking like, thanks, we're gonna play for the next 52 minutes. Like, kind of thing. And so like it does catch a lot of people off guard with the deck. And it's cool, congrats to Randy for top 8ing Battle Hard in Atlanta with it. That was pretty I enjoyed getting to watch him play. He was one of the few people that was playing every round after I was done playing Victor, which is not something that happens very often, but it was cool. So
yeah. I also believe Thomas was on almost the same list. It was very similar. So they're both on that fatigue Pleiades and both top 8 in Atlanta. So that gives you like any kind of indication that you should probably be aware that this deck exists. That's it right there.
Facts.
2 copies in the top 8 of even the Battle Hardened. It's not like Worlds or anything. It's still something that's performing enough to win, 6 out of 7 rounds at a more competitive level. That's pretty significant to at least put on your radar. And it's not like it's a bad deck either. I think even if you're aware of it, it's got a lot of play into a lot of decks. I think your only, kind of like Victor, your really bad matchup is Gravy. Some people have been telling me that they're figuring out how to play into Gravy to where it's not an auto loss, and I'm not sold yet. But if that's true, then it's just best deck in format. I feel like just like outright.
I don't know. I'm gonna say
Sorry,
a
go
wild
ahead.
statement. I'm gonna say a wild statement. I watched this today as we were testing before the podcast. I actually think Vincent is a good counter to the deck. I literally watched it happen.
To Pleiades?
Yeah. I literally watched like a amulet creepers kill from like 35.
How in the world does Vincent set up a combo kill when they're running 3 Ripple Aways?
He had Ripple. It didn't do much because he said over like 5 turns.
Interesting.
I don't really know much about Vincent, but I do think that matchup actually looks a little bit scarier than I would imagine because he just pass. He's like, and then he's just like all at once.
I mean, I'm assuming it's like actually just like OTK or like as close as you can get.
It was
to,
like
OTK.
Like he had like amulet, I'm trying to remember what else, like incants and then just set up and just have a huge turn. Even against Ripple, it didn't do
Yeah.
much.
Wow.
Normally against like the normal combo Vincent kill revolves around having multiple Malefics, multiple Deathly Whales, and you send like essentially 4 or 5 chain links of this effect repeated.
It's
And
just
it's just like way more tax than any deck can block in one turn. The problem I have with that is normally 1 Ripple, definitely 2, turns it off immediately. And if they're not doing anything, you can find the copies pretty quickly, and you also have up on a pedestal to put one back on top of your deck if you just like toss one out earlier.
you
So
do that.
that's interesting to me.
I think pedestal's only Guardian cards.
Oh, is it? Maybe I'm
Are you just making up
misremembering.
cards? I
Up on
really
a
respect it.
pedestal is the one that puts
It's
a guardian attacks back on top, I think.
Revile,
Guardian. Okay.
Revered or Guardian. So you've actually been
Yeah.
cheating,
Weird
you son
or
of a bitch.
Guardian. That's why.
You've been cheating.
Okay.
Sam's just confirmed cheating. I knew it.
I've been saying that for
Well,
years.
I mean,
Man, slurs and a cheater. I mean, Jesus, like what?
He's the
what are
full
we
package,
doing?
baby.
well, I'm thinking through. I was trying to think through the matchup live on air right now. So it's like, I guess like you can't get it back on with pedestal, but you can still just like IP it if they're not doing anything repeatedly. It definitely stunts the turn by like 10 to 20 damage, depending on how they set up. So that's interesting. I don't know how viable that is. You also have to be playing Vincent for the other 12 rounds of the tournament, and that's not very attractive.
Man, let me tell you, when you hit 5 fatigue Pleiades on day 1 of calling Columbus and you're playing Vincent, you're there to have a field day, son. Have a field day.
Gem gods are smiling down.
That's so funny. I love that.
Oh man, so much to talk about, so little time. Oh, everyone keeps
well,
winning.
I tell you what,
It just wants to get us off the Pleiades deck immediately. Stop talking about it.
Oh my god, dude, I can't even imagine my reaction if they're like, "I'm on Playdeez," and I'm like, I might say a slur, like they're gonna be like, "Wow, he really does live up to his name." They weren't lying on Breakpoint. Holy, he is a dick.
I might say a
That's
slur.
incredible.
That's the cold open. You just need to leave it as nothing else. It's just you saying, I might say a slur. And then just like let that be like the 3-second cold open.
Oh,
It's we have the full dichotomy here because I feel like mine and Zach's decks are way more happy to see this Pleiades deck than yours. So we're like,
oh yeah,
whatever,
dude,
they can
Marlon
run
would
it.
be like, just. I got one down to like 16. And I was like, "Whew, man, that was a I almost got there."
That's an accomplishment.
I was like,
I almost got there. They're
got there.
above 15. I almost got there.
That was actually one of the reasons I
Oh my
wanted to play
God.
RKO this weekend. Was like double remembrance, big bully, and it's been like really good in testing into Playdeez. But I'm just like, I don't want to play RKO. And I know you're like, "Oh, it's so much good, dude." I played Kasai. That matchup is miserable. It's not fun. I didn't have a good time. I don't like blocking attacks. That was very boring.
I mean, dog, you're just not you're just not that grindy, fatiguey player, man. There's nothing wrong with that, you know? Like,
Hate it.
somebody's got to play the aggro decks, you know? That's just how it goes. Like, you can come watch me and Randy play after you're done.
Oh,
though,
buddy,
that's
I'm gonna be watching
that's
y'all
the world you're living in.
for 30 minutes. Like, let's
Yeah,
go.
no, I know.
Hey, no, Aaron's like, "Oh, if you don't day 2 Columbus, what's your plan?" I was like, "I'm gonna go watch the boys win the calling." It's like, I'll just stay behind them, like, "Woo, let's go, baby."
No,
Yeah, who's
showdown.
gonna play Sage? No one.
Yeah, no showdown.
I refuse to play the battle hard. It's still a battle hard.
Oh, it is a battle hard that's on a showdown?
Showdowns don't start until after Compendium, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I see.
Interesting. But it is
Yeah.
Sage, right? On Sunday? It is a Sage
Yeah, it
battle
is
hard?
Sage.
Okay.
Yeah, I refuse to sleeve up a deck. It's not because I don't like the format. I actually like Terra. If I was gonna play, I'd play Terra. I'd go 4-3, 5-2, come in top 32, complain about the format on the next podcast, and call it a full cycle. But I'm not gonna do that.
It sounds like Taylor's already mapped out his weekend. Like, he already knows what's going on.
Like, if you're playing anything other than Chain, like, you're kind of punting.
Exactly.
That's the problem, because that deck is disgusting compared to everything else. It's just so much more powerful.
Yeah.
It feels like.
Yeah, it is kind of sad.
Do you think
It feels like a meme to even like run this battle hardened with that big of a disparity. It's like when Zen was legal in Blitz. It's what it feels like. How big a gulf in class these decks are in.
Yeah.
genuine question? Do you think for Silver Age post Compendium, they are trying to raise the bar to everyone to chain, or do you think they're just gonna kill chain? Do you think they're actually trying to raise it to chain, and then they know that chain is broken right now? Like, what are your thoughts on what's happening on the back end? Or do you think they're
I
actively sweating about chain, and they're like, oh,
I think it's
what about later?
I think it's gonna be a little bit of a middle ground there. To be honest, I think that there's gonna be a BNR when Compendium comes out that's gonna hit some pieces of Runeblade because I think even with Chain gone, some of the other Runeblades are not the most interactive to play with in the low health formats, and that the split damage is even more noticeable at low health, makes it kind of rough. So I would anticipate them bringing it down a touch across the board, and also trying to raise all the other heroes up. Like, I don't know why you would print an Enigma starter deck with Refractor Band, because that deck is like horribly unplayable right now as things stand, unless you're putting in some sauce in there.
I
Okay.
am I am personally in the camp that they are gonna like bring the other ships up. Like we're gonna like rise the tides a little bit. I do agree with Sam that I don't think they're going to make everything chain level broken. Like at that point, you're just playing like high roll soup. Like let's just all
Yep.
flop our cards on the table, and we might as well play Yu-Gi-Oh at that point. Like that
Have you
that
ever played
would
Gravy?
actually that would actually turn me away from the format a lot. So I really hope that they do knock some of the power decks down a little bit, but I also want to see other things be brought up to the task. I don't want it to just be where we're just murdering the best decks. Let's make everything else good. Let's make this an interesting format.
I think it's an interesting concept of what do you think Sage should be? Because do you want Sage to feel more like draft, where every point matters, games drag out, they can come to fatigue like some of the time but not all of the time? It's very back and forth, it's very tactile, old school heavy hitter style, maybe Flesh and Blood? Or do you want it to have the flash and spike turns that you can like include in these decks, but include as like a more of like a high variance aspect? Like, in low health formats, the higher power cards are, the higher the spikes are, the higher variance they feel to have. So finding a nice middle ground at 20 health has not been something I've seen them do yet. I'm really hopeful that they do it well. Um, but if you feel like it's just more fun to have the spikes, then I completely understand that you just like, right, send it, just get it all up there. It kind of depends on what you want out of the Sage experience.
I can tell you 100% that I want there to be spike turns, but I want there to be spike turns that come at a cost. Like right now, it feels like in Flesh and Blood, we don't really have a way to like regulate spike turns. And I don't mean that like as like a whole answer, but a lot of times like Wrath of Retribution is a good example. Like Cindra draws it
Yeah,
or they don't. And that's just kind of how it's played out in the first like 4 or 5 turns of the game. But I think Wrath was an experimentation where they like made it cost 3 and they made Cindra a red base deck, and then they made it to where like you have to get the chain links to meet it or whatever. And so that was an experiment, and I really hope that with Sage they find a way to make power cards that come at a cost to getting them out, whether that's a resource cost, whether that's like a life cost, like whatever it is. I want there to be spike turns. I don't want it to just be draft all the time, although I do think that's a very healthy way to play Flesh and Blood. I want there to be some spike turns of the game because you have to have riveting games to watch. Like Pro Tour Yokohama, you have to have fun things to watch. And there's a reason people don't watch draft. Like, I hate to say that, as much as I love draft, there's a reason people don't watch it.
I think that a good middle ground of like power level would be like Mistveil Draft, where you have the ability to have like insane spike turns off your blues, and sometimes you're in that long kind of grindy game state. Like the turns where you got to play whatever, this gets plus X when you've played a blue and you have a Pathful Travel in hand and you've got like another copy of it, but it's the one that you have to pitch 3-4, and all of a sudden you've done like a 4-card 15 or something, which is like excellent numbers at that life total. So I think like that's probably the area I would shoot to replicate more than anything. But I kind of think I might be a bit biased that I really like that kind of draft format.
I actually think that's a great example of what you're talking about because it meets the requirement of like, oh, we have some cool spike turns, like where we can do things like, the chi, the flipping, the, like whatever you were doing with your hero power. But also, there's possibility you draw 3 no blocks and a 2 block because you are playing these cards that don't block that make your hero power work, and you're at 5, so you're dead. Like
Yeah.
I that is high, like that is actually a great example of like, high risk, high reward. Taylor, do you have anything to say? It's just been me and Sam just like bantering back and forth about Sage.
I'm just listening. I'm trying to observe. I'm trying to learn to just like listen.
Okay, last question.
If you were,
and oh, sorry, go ahead.
never mind, never mind.
No,
Never
say
mind.
it, say it.
Nope, no. Joke's gone. Okay, go.
The joke's gone. All right, last question. Last question. Do you all like the reprints? The reprints so far. 1, from a thematic point of view, and 2, do you like the reprints from a like financial standpoint for the player base?
Third one. Okay.
Yep.
I don't like it when they go on the stream that they have 2 hot reveals at the start of the stream to get people hyped for spoilers, and then it's a reprint. I don't like that. That was very. I did not like that one bit. I thought that was awful.
Okay.
I agree with that. I fully like. I think it takes away from the hype of the set when you do things like
Yeah,
that.
I was like,
But to answer more in line with what Zach is asking, I think that the reprints for the player base are awesome, and I don't really care how much collectors bitch about it. I think it's a great thing for the game. I think that people are going to benefit long term from this. When they reprinted Tunic and Bright Lights, it helped the price dramatically. I think we're reaching a point where it needs another one. I'm glad they're reprinting it again, even though I don't like the art on this one.
what?
I I do like that they're reprinting Command and Conquer again. It needed it. Hunted was not enough. I do like that they're changing the artwork direction on it too, which is kind of sick. We were talking about it in Discord the other day about someone who mentioned that you can now kind of like theme your deck to a more like shadow oriented CNC. That's fucking cool. That's really cool. I wish they did that for more cards. There's like a light version, a shadow version, a fucking mystic version. Who cares? Just like that kind of customization in the art is one of the cooler things I think you could like collect legitimately, and not like for like a monetary value sake. Like these are just like sick looking cards.
Agreed.
I agree. Because I own like 4
I-
Crown of Providences, 3 Balance of Justices, and stuff like that. And I'm glad to keep seeing it get printed over and over. I don't mind if I lose money or anything like that. I like the accessibility of the cards. And when people jump into the game, they're like, oh, this piece is $280.
Yep.
And then it reminds me of that famous tweet by Patrick Sullivan. He goes, why should my $600 card be only 600? It should be 400. It's like, no, man, dude, I want every card to be accessible by everybody. Make the bling versions expensive, so that way, if you want to, spend money on the game, you can. But accessibility is number one, because then I think that's the thing that holds Fab back from the other TCGs is the accessibility is just so insane. Hey, I have a $1,600 deck. It's like, well, Pokemon has a $50 deck. That's it. Like the top tier deck's $50, but you can make it as expensive as you want with like different skins of the cards and stuff. And I think that's like the best way to do it.
No, I completely agree. I love that they're reprinting stuff. I've said this actively on streams a bunch of times. I love that they're reprinting stuff. I hope they continue to do it. Felling Plow, great examples of things that I'm very glad to see like tank and like be like very reasonable priced. Another Command and Conquer, I think, is exactly like what Sam said. It's cool, it's thematic, it's different. It is also going to tank the price on other Command and Conquers, at least for a little bit, to help people buy into them or get into them, which is cool. And I also agree with what Taylor said. I do think it's pretty lame that they say, hey, we have a great spoiler for you. And then they show us a card that we know is a reprint. And don't get me wrong, I get it. Like, they're not ruining it for content creators by doing stuff like that. And I'm grateful so that I can have a spoiler. But at the same time, in Philly, they showed us Antiquities borders. You can see the picture on my YouTube banner where I like my mouth, like my jaw's on the floor because I'm excited and it looks so cool. We've seen it. Like, just like send a picture on Twitter. I don't know what to tell you. Like show me an actual spoiler on the calling.
It doesn't
So
have to be
I don't know.
good, dude. Just show me like an awful common, and I'll just be hyped as hell. You know, be like,
Let me
oh, here's an
theorycraft.
Enigma card.
Let
And
me
you're like,
theorycraft about how it fits. Absolutely.
Yeah, just something to think about for a couple of days. Like, this
100%.
card
it's
is, driving that curiosity.
It's-
That makes you like hype for the set.
Yes.
it's so crazy because Magic the Gathering and Flesh and Blood, like, both have like awful spoiler seasons in my opinion, but for like completely different reasons. It's like Magic, you're in like perpetual spoiler season. Flesh and Blood is like they just don't want to spoil cards. They just like refuse to. They're like, oh, the world premiere, and I actively, this is gonna be my little soapbox. I think world premieres have ruined spoiler season for a lot of my friends. I think it is the worst thing that ever happened, and I know that's crazy. I think like I remember pre world premieres with like pre Uprising, it was a lot more hype. They're showing off cards. Everfest pre-release was great. It was like 2.5 weeks of cards, and I remember, oh my god, did you see the blue aura for Prism? Oh my god, blah blah. And then they're like, well, we want to keep the cards a secret, but then it's not even a secret. Distributors get them early, and people already know about the cards before it even happens.
Yeah.
So you're just giving the advantage to people that you know the distributors. It's like
Exactly. That's exactly what I wanted to talk about. Like,
it doesn't help
people
anybody.
who-
It doesn't help anybody.
Yeah.
Not me, not you, not no one.
in fact, it does the opposite. It gives like unfair advantages to people who have access to this card information ahead of everyone else. Like, if you go to a world premiere and it's draft, let's say it was, any of the world premieres where you're just what should be a draft product, and you get to see the set and actually draft it ahead of time, it's an insane advantage to give somebody at a competitive tournament.
Yeah,
So,
100%
I don't know.
Sorry about the soapbox.
Like, it
Oh,
No. I think it's like, this is something I felt pretty strongly about for a while because I've heard about this kind of stuff happening. And
Yeah.
if like it's so easy to create just a draftmancer of whatever you want if you really wanted to test this out and like spike a tournament with your buddies if you like had access to a distributor, like people have done a whole lot less for or a whole lot more for a whole lot less.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
It's like I don't know. World premieres have just taken all the sales out. Like whenever like I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a good set, and then like so what happens is it's a big old like slope. It's like, oh, I'm so excited for the set. Then I have to remember that we're gonna get 4 cards, and they're gonna be all revealed. It's like, do you know how hyped it would have been to show me Gone in the Flash from Rosetta before someone took a blurry picture on their phone and sent it to me? And I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool, yeah. Like, dude, like you have like a one thing I love about the February is they have like the content creator whenever you're gonna do your stuff. Like I'll be at work, I'm like, oh, dude, I have one in like 55 minutes. I'm gonna text the boys, be like, oh,
Yep.
did you see the picture they posted on the thumbnail? What do you think it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, but with that, it's like I get a blurry picture from Florida about what card it is, and then I have to go, oh, okay, well I'm at work. February isn't going to be updated for another 12 hours, so now I have to go through every single one of these blurry pictures and figure out how this deck works, and it's just a miserable experience.
I will say it's at least going to be a little bit better this time because we are getting
Yes.
every card 2 weeks before the event.
We're getting every common
So-
and rare.
But yeah, every card that matters for the Sage stuff.
Okay,
we're
yeah.
getting. So,
I think that
like,
I think that has to do with
shit if they
Nathan's
hold back.
tweet, by the way. Nathan, like when I was like, hey, can we just see the cards? And then like the next day we got that message. I was like, oh, sweet.
Yeah, I think it's okay if they want to hold back some stuff. Like maybe they have some like Bomb Majestic that's going to go into the set that's going to like really shake up CC, and we get that spoiled maybe at World Premiere or something. That's sick. That's awesome. Let's do that. That's cool. I don't care. But I think that if you do kind of like trickle out like a couple commons, a couple rares over the course of like a few weeks, it gets a lot more exciting for everyone to see. That's really all it is.
Let us know in the comments. What do you think they should do with spoiler season? If you've made it this long, it's like an hour and 20 minutes at this point. Let us know in the comments. We'd love to know what you think about spoiler season.
Okay.
Especially with all the cuts and everything, all the slurs, it might even make it like 45 minutes. But then, if you add in for all the time that Taylor is like extended the silences, maybe we are back up to a
We
minute.
probably get
or
back to
an
about an
hour
hour
20.
20. Yeah. No, the silence crushes it, dude.
Like, for me, the best way to do a spoiler season, like, this is one thing I've been thinking about a lot, because I, like, watch Magic shit the bed, I watch Flesh and Blood shit the bed for spoiler seasons now, like, over and over and over. I think that what you could do is, like, a month out, like, a solid month, so you drip, like, 2 cards a week for, like, the first week. Then the next week you do, like, 4 cards. The next week you do 4 cards. And then you do, like a content creator week, you know, like, hey, you know, you get to release a video, you get to release a video, and then you do like no cards for like 4 or 5 days, and then you do the world premiere. I think that'd be like the correct way of doing it, where you see like 60 to 65% of the kit, and then you leave the cool, like, imagine seeing all the Ocilio cards like Gone the Flash and stuff like that, but you never see Lightning Greaves. Like, to me, that'd be like the perfect way to be like, oh, check out the Lightning Greaves I just pulled, and then it all comes together.
Yeah. I
You know.
actually really like that idea a lot. I think that is a great idea, dude. I love
Yeah,
that.
just take, hey, this is the core component of this hero. Keep the secret. Show the cards around it. And I think the reason they don't do that is because the Rosetta, they showed every single zap possible. And, like,
Yeah.
yeah, that was
kind of hilarious. Like, what flavor of Zap are we getting today, boys?
yeah, that was a silly one. That was a very silly one. I was like, I think Rosetta kind of
It's just
scared
like-
them, but I was like, just don't reveal that many zaps.
I just don't feel like there's a lot of space that you can have a lot of like I guess ingenuity with the cards, because they all basically need to be in the same realm of rate or they're insane.
Yeah. But this would have been like the
That would
perfect
make it
set.
hard.
This would have been like the perfect set to like try something a little bit different. You know, by the way, dude, there's 30 like majestic equipment or something. Are we gonna like? That's insane.
I sure hope they get like spoiled in those 2 weeks before we hit there, or like maybe they're like a big reveal at the beginning or something, so you don't get those blurry photos. But hey,
I only play like one deck. I'm just looking for
excited
like
to see it all.
I'm just excited to look for the ranger and then hopefully a pirate ranger, maybe a quiver.
dude, there's gonna be necromancer cards in this set. Maybe
I know.
they give us like 4 more port sides, and we're all happy about it.
I think I would.
Yeah, that's what we need from the set.
I'm actually really scared about that because like
I know.
wait,
Yeah.
The wheels, watching the wheels turn on Taylor's face is so amazing.
it's like
Well, so they did say that there's going to be ally hate coming out in this set, and I presume it's going to be at common and rare. So there's going to be cycles of, to some degree,
Don't
at least
say
3
that.
copies, if not more.
don't say that because then they're gonna be like, oh, here's Jack B. Nibble 2. This is great ally hate, isn't it? And you're like, oh my god.
I hope, like, please let it not be that. Please let it not be anaphylactic shock, like these like terrible niche cards. Let it be like legitimate hate, and also give, like, I think this is something we're not going to talk about today, but I think we should be looking to raise the overall power level of Fab with Compendium, and printing things that give you like silver bullets into other decks and raising the floor for all decks, I think leads to more exciting and consistent Fab play overall. So I hope that we do see ally hate alongside consistency pieces for like Gravy, Puffin, and Marlon.
I am, dude. You've put the fear of God in me because like ally hate in like recent past has been so weak.
Yeah,
Like
been
Diabolic
awful.
Ultimatum or like Imperial Warhorn.
I mean, they printed the anti-Gravy card of Midas Touch, and it doesn't even get used most of the time to target Gravy.
It's
It's
for
to
Prism.
end Prism Loop.
Yeah.
That's why I play one of it. To stop the
Yeah.
prism loop, not even a joke.
Exactly. Like, it's not even primarily full. Like, whatever. I'm not gonna get on that soapbox, but
We'll do that next week. Because there's another thing I want to touch on next week, which would be a great week after I complain about it, is the LL system. We'll talk about that one next week.
yeah, the black hole that is Gravy Bones. All right.
Mark it down. LL system next week. You heard it here first.
Oh, that's gonna be like a
Thank you for
45-minute
listening,
rant.
everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody
This
here
one's
wants to
gonna
go
be
to bed.
2.5 hours if we don't cut it here.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Like, follow, subscribe. We love you.